Hey everybody, it's Flick King Gamer. What? Too early? Sorry, I have to get that out of the way. So, as you can... Again, sorry. So, yes, as you can plainly see, it's finally time to kick off the second half of Season 3. Oh boy, to finally think I would get this far. So now today, it's time to take a look at the episode that I honestly feel gets this episode's incredibly underrated. Apple Family Reunion, let's begin. So the episode begins with Applejack passing off some old stuff to Granny Smith.
Well, thank you, Applejack. I still can't believe it's been almost 100 moons since our last family reunion.
So yeah, so the family reunion they had in the first episode and was briefly mentioned in Applebuck season has come around again. So wait, so if it's 100 moons, then... Okay, if anybody knows the math of what the 100 moons is, just let me know.
Oh, I remember it like it was yesterday.
Well, you have been talking about it pretty much every...
So yes, there are apparently apples around the freaking world, and they all accepted invitations.
Apples from Philadelphia, hometown town, and all the apples from Appaloosa.
It's just a shame that we won't be seeing any of the buffaloes, but then again, they're not relatives.
Oh, and how can I forget? Manhattan! Science is coming. I'll get to see my favorite cousin.
And this will be the only time we'll ever see her again. Seriously, please, if you're gonna bring back, please, in the name that all that is good, bring back Babs for a Season 5 episode. Even if she shows up in a cameo, I don't care, just bring her back.
Then we're gonna need a bigger cider.
So yeah, so the apples have to prepare themselves for the Apple Family Reunion.
I'm gonna be busier than a worm in a rotten tomato trying to get everything ready.
I could always help out.
Me too.
Yep.
Oh, I sure would appreciate that. Granny's a little rustier and the giddy up since the last time the apples all got together.
You might be a tad old, Granny, but you're as feisty and full of spark as...
Exnate the old comment.
Who you calling old?
So, wait, so that actually kind of makes me wonder. She had the same type of reaction when the Flim Flam brother was calling her a chicken. So, I wonder what's more insulting to her, saying that she's old or calling her a chicken. Do figure that one out. So AJ says that she'll take over the Apple Family Reunion. In the meantime, we get ourselves a deep insight of how the Apple Family Reunion was from Granny's old scrapbook. Scrapbook. Yeah.
First planted roots here in Ponyville. Hey, who's that? That'd be your great-great-auntie Applesauce when she's just about your age. Now, she'd go by another name, but every pony started calling her Applesauce after half her teeth fell out and she's making apple jam.
This is why you should always find a safe spot for your teeth. And this is also for further advice. This is why you have to find a safe place for your retainer as well. Otherwise your dog will get into it, rip the case apart, and ruin your retainer that causes you to not wear it for over 6 months. I'm more cautious with my stuff.
Yeah, never did find them teeth in all those jars. Hey, let's go, Granny. Worry.
So, I gotta admit, this is all pretty intriguing as we get some pretty great flashbacks to the inside of the Apple Family Reunion. It's very creative and leads a lot of interesting possibility in expanding what the Apple Family's like. And also getting a little side comedy.
Mango! Well, no pony told me you actually had to knot the end of the thread.
Okay, so...
Didn't you learn how to knot the end of a thread when you had to, like, make stuff?
We'll need to get new quilting materials, fabric, needles...
And we also get this infamous moment. Right here.
And who are you, little one?
I'm Applejack. Now, Apple's little.
That is so freaking adorable. I feel like its cuteness just fired a headshot, and I have nothing to say. Baby Applejack is so freaking adorable. There's also the infamous three-legged race.
You know
Or
Applejack.
seven-legged race, I guess.
Well, Apple Rose is mine. The two of us entered the seven-legged race every reunion. We're good.
And we also got a bunch of other stuff.
Reunion. Like to see how a family grows.
Hold on in front of the barn. Got it.
You sure have some great memories of these reunions, don't you? Indeedy. And I'm looking forward to making more of this one. Oh, I'm sure every pony is. And I do mean every pony. We got the whole family together this time round. Who knows if they'll all be able to make the next one?
Now, this is where the episode gives a brief insight of what everybody's saying. Everybody in the fandom gives off the rumors and even created some fan fictions that there's a possibility that Applejack's real parents may be dead. And the hint of subtlety of two stars flying that maybe they're not in the world anymore. So that's a nice hint of subtlety there, giving a shout out to the fandom. And from what I see from Applejack's perspective, since she lost both her parents, she wants to make this Apple family reunion the best that she possibly can, and do it for her parents that are no longer with her.
Busy as every pony's lives are getting these days, chances are pretty slim we'll be this lucky next time around.
So Applejack can't sleep that night, and Apple Bloom is still up.
What are you doing up?
I was going to ask you the same thing.
I can't sleep. My gears are turning in my head about this reunion.
And it's the same thing I get whenever I have a quiz or an upcoming project going on. I can't stop thinking about it until I'm out cold and I have to pick up the slack at like 5 o'clock in the morning. That's always the worst.
Yeah, I can't wait to see my cousin Bam. We're going to do so many fun things together.
Fun? That's just the beginning of it. Granny Smith handed me the reins of this reunion, and I'm going to make the most of it. Apple Bloom, I've got so many things planned you won't even have a minute's rest.
Get it? She said not to have minutes rest. Yes, but she ends up resting. I'm just saying that because it's subtle. Okay, to this episode's credit, it does a much better job than the lying down and taking this lying down joke in the movie North. So, like any Applejack wakes up and we get ourselves a nice montage to some happy and upbeat Western music. We do. Now, the one thing I will say is kind of disappointing for me in this episode is that we don't see Applejack interacting off with some of the other members of the main six. I mean, we do get brief dialogue lines from Pinky.
Don't forget the
And we have a nice scene of Rainbow Dash, but we don't get any lines from Fluttershy, Rarity, or Twilight, so it's not really much to say. But after the montage ends, the apples finally show up, and it's an all-out ball. Puppy! I really miss my dogs. So Applejack gets everyone's attention, and
welcome to the Apple Family Reunion. My name's Applejack, and I just want to let y'all know that I got a real big day planned for you. We're going to start off with an obstacle course for the youngins and some fritter making and grilling for the not-so-youngins.
I guess she really wanted to revert against. So, yes, that's basically the idea. Little kids play the kids' games, the adults do baking and stuff.
And there's
It's always common in the family.
hope y'all enjoy it.
So Apple Bloom eventually comes across Babs, about freaking time, and but of course AJ shoves off her relationship to the side.
Why don't you two head over to the obstacle course?
I kind of want to catch up a little bit first.
Don't you worry. There'll be plenty of time for family bonding while you're racing against your other cousins. Alrighty, pony. Ready to have some fun? Whoa, is that the finish line? It's like a mile away or something.
Yeah, I agree. Three-legged races aren't really that long. Seriously, you can actually try to run the mile and get there in no time flat.
Actually, that's just the marker where you go on to the next leg of the race.
The next leg, say what now?
There's more?
Much more. Trust me, I have put together something you are never going to forget. After the seven-legged race, you're going to want to hurry up and head over here, where you'll be bobbing for apples. Then you'll run around these streets 50 times until you're real good and dizzy.
Well, then why are you even making it So why are you making it more difficult for them?
Then you'll jump these big wooden hurdles.
Which, by the way, we don't even get to see in this episode, so kind of a buzzkill, so don't act like they're there.
And then there's a final lane, where you'll balance plates on your hand while saying, Happy Pony picked a pluck of pickly pluck nuggets over and over and over again.
So then how do you win?
Let Pony stand and win.
So you're saying that you're supposed to balance plates on their heads and saying whatever that sentence was until they can't breathe?
Seriously?
I agree. Seriously?
Seriously.
Oh boy.
Come on, y'all. Let's start making some memories. On your mark, get...
So the younglings begin the running, and I love this bit here. That's just always me at the end of every cross-country. It's like the me of almost some cross-country races that I do. It's like, just when I think it's finally over, it's like, no, you gotta go a few more. I'm like, oh, God. So some of the family tries to get more bonding out of them.
We were just using it to help break open that pinata.
And of course...
Man, couldn't find our rocket chambers.
I got rid of them to make room for these. This is the year y'all are finally gonna finish that quilt.
Finish it?
AJ, are you sure it's a clever idea to let a bunch of olden ponies use sewing machines? They're not really used with the art of using technology or grasping of it. So I don't think... And of course we get the cliche of them not able to hear each other. Just about every cliche that you would see from old people. Please don't hate me. And what did you say? So just as Applewoon's about to get dizzy, we get the classic sound effect that we get from, Star Wars. That noise. So you may start to notice that there isn't really anything going on right now. It's just AJ trying to make... There's a bunch of side conversations, but honestly, nothing really happened a lot.
Can't forget to capture all these memories.
So, yeah, you may notice that the one thing... After a lot of interest... Don't get me wrong, it's actually pretty funny from time to time, but a lot of this stuff is pretty glanced over, and it's not really worth remembering for. Even Applewoon realizes that AJ's going a little too far.
Your fellow apples are waiting for you to join them.
Applejack, I haven't had any time with Sam. We were so busy with that obstacle course, we didn't even get to talk.
There'll be plenty of time to bond with Babs when we do the hayride. Hayride?
Oh, man. I haven't gotten a hayride in years. Actually, no, I take that back. I did that freshman year. So, like, 2 years ago.
Step right up, take the seat, and leave the driving to these stallions.
And I have a feeling they still owe her from last roundup.
Now, I know y'all been working real hard making some awesome memories.
Which, by memories and awesome, you mean nothing.
Of our past reunions, we always had a nice and relaxing hayride around the farm. Well, let's get this show on the road. Giddy up!
And instead, you turn it into a freaking obstacle course. Yeah, having these guys run really fast is not really a relaxing time, AJ. You really need to think ahead of your plans.
Well, we never tended those fields since all the trees that got filled up.
So apparently Granny Smith realizes that AJ sent them to the West Orchard, which apparently is filled with colorful fruit bats, and I really like the... This is where creativity shines.
Never seen real fruit bats before.
But then and one of the bats takes an attraction to one of the fruits on Andy Applesauce's head, and all hell breaks loose. Kill him! Kill him! Shit. And then they end up crashing into the barn. And to be fair, this wasn't the first time this thing was destroyed. So after the second commercial break, we get ourselves a rather touching moment that I swear people are overlooking.
Ruined. Everything is ruined. Oh, Granny, I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's all right, child.
But it's not all right. Just look at this. The barn and all my plans for the perfect family reunion are completely destroyed.
Maybe that's a good thing.
How can that possibly be a good thing?
Applejack, you had us so caught up in all the food, we haven't had a second to enjoy the company of the folks we've been doing it with.
Really? Oh, Granny Smith, here you let me be in charge of creating great memories, and the only thing any pony's gonna remember about this reunion is that it was the worst one we've ever had.
Oh, hey now, everybody's still here, ain't they? Still plenty of time to make good memories. You just gotta give every pony a chance to actually make them.
See, this is actually what I like about this episode, and the thing that I swear people keep bitching and complaining about. Okay, yes, I will admit is that AJ not interacting with the family is kind of glanced over. But honestly, that speech alone actually shows up how important family really is. I mean, trust me, I'm surrounded by family members who have things that drive me nuts. But you can always have a fun time with them, even when there's nothing good happening, is that they'll always be with you. Okay? And another thing I swear people are not giving enough credit for is the song in the episode, Raise This Barn. I'm sure the cartoon hero already explained why he loves this song, but yeah, it's a really good song. It's upbeat, catchy, and it's the first time that's actually a Western song used. The thing I don't understand is that why people complain that it's a montage song. What's the problem with this song being fit into this? See, it fits the tone, and it does a good, and the montage is pretty good. And last time I checked, didn't the Crystal Empire had a quote-unquote montage song? So why is it people like the Voice of Reason are having issues with this montage? It literally makes no sense to me. Okay? Especially seeing Applejack sing is also pretty good. But I guess it doesn't excuse this creepy moment. Jeez! I swear to God, them staring straight into the camera is kind of creepy. I guess maybe they probably took a page from M. Night Shyamalan where they have the actors stare at you directly into the camera. So they finished cleaning up the barn, and everybody heads back to their old time, and we get our moral of this episode. Which I swear is also the moral that's incredibly underappreciated.
Oh, that's a good one.
Dear Princess Celestia, today I learned a great lesson about family. Which, if you think about it, is really the first group of friends you ever make. Turns out that when you're with folks you care about, you don't have to do much to make that time memorable. Even the simplest of activities can take on a whole lot of meaning. And to find that you remembered who, long after you've forgotten who was. Your humble subject, Applejack.
So that was Apple Family Reunion, and I don't see your issue. I honestly think this is the most underrated episode of Season 3, if not the entire series. Seriously, every other analyst has reviewed this episode bitch and complain about the littlest thing about this episode. Okay, yes, I will agree is that the spending time with the family was kind of glanced over, and it kind of got boring by the second half, but everything else just seems fine. The song was up, Raise This Barn, of course, was upbeat and catchy, like always. I was really kind of feeling of Applejack's struggles in the episode, and I also like how intrigued it was, giving a shout out of trying to bring good memories with family, as well as a shout out to the Applejack's parents who possibly be dead if they're going to bring it up at all. But honestly, I think this episode is incredibly underrated, and I always enjoy it every time I watch it. Even though I have to struggle through all the dull stuff, and there's something, it's still funny, it's still creative, it has a clever moral that I swear people are not giving enough credit for, and as a whole, I would give Apple Family Reunion a B+. Again, I don't see your issue, okay? I think you guys seriously need to give this episode another watch, okay? I'm not ashamed of liking this episode, and if you still hate it, well, tough shit. So again, I think Apple Family Reunion gets a B+ because it's not horrendous or dull. It's a good episode. Sadly, I can't say that for the next episode, which I consider to be the worst episode of Season 3. Alright, I'm Flick Can Gamer, and I'll see you next time on the worst episode of Season 3, Spike at your service. Son of a bitch. See ya.